Hey everybody, we're gonna recap of the butcher day. We ran out of light and had some storms coming in, so we had to break down real quick, or I would have done it outside. But butchering went. We had 18 meat birds we needed to butcher today. We got them all butchered. Reflections on our setup. Some things that we definitely are. We tried to. We didn't have kill cones like we needed to have. So we tried to make do by making milk jugs into our little temporary kill cones, and the problem is just they weren't strong enough. We will definitely have kill cones next year. It does make the process much easier for the birds. We wound up simply tying them up and hanging them, and then doing the butchering from there. So that was a lesson for us. We were still obviously able to do it, but anytime you have to add another element or step in, it just takes more time. Big lesson. First, we'll have to call this like reflections on butchering. For one being, Deborah and I worked very well together, which is good because we're engaged and about to get married. So, always a plus. But I was reminded of how grateful, I am to have a partner in this. I eviscerated a chicken, and then she wound up being just much better at it than I was. So I was in charge of kind of the collecting, the killing, the putting the, scalding, putting them in our chicken plucker and getting them ready, taking the feet off so it was prepped for when she was ready to actually do the viscerating. And I was just, I'm grateful for that. One of the things that amazes me when you get Single Dad Homestead is a great homestead channel, and he's doing it by himself. Jolu, I can't remember his YouTube name. Basically running the homestead by himself. He's got kids and such, but still, that's just so impressive to me because having a partner to share the load with, to kind of share the experience with, is really just tantamount to this experience. It makes this experience for me. So, we had the table set up. We wish we had one propane burner and one propane setup, and that was for the scalder. Next year, probably being we're going to have a lot more meat birds we'll be processing next year. We're going to have a separate propane heater, fire pitter thingy majigger, with another thing of water. So then we get to where we're ready to seal, to vacuum seal, or not vacuum seal, but to heat seal the wrap, to finish the birds. We'll have that all in one step because we wound up needing to clear the water out, and it just took more time. So that was a big deal for us. Bigger coolers. We had a couple coolers that we had all laid out and cleaned out yesterday, but sadly there was no stoppers in them, so we weren't able to really utilize them as cooling areas. So that kind of held up the process. In the middle of the day, I had to go run an errand and pick up stuffing for our wedding. So, next year for Butchering Day, we'll actually dedicate that Butchering Day. We'll get started a little bit earlier. We didn't really start butchering till probably 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So that'll be a change next year. But really to me, it was more, this was the first time I'd ever done this. So successful was kind of the whole goal. All the chickens were processed. It's not the most, I'm sure it's not the greatest looking of processing, but we're going to be eating them. So I really don't care if someone doesn't like how they look. I'm going to eat it. But to have, 18 meat birds, that's a good amount of food for our family to get through. It's nice to be able to eat our own, to take care of ourselves. We've got the rabbits. Makes me feel more comfortable as we're going into rabbit butchering, which will be next year. So those are real steps. Homesteading is a progression, and to be in a position where we can progress to the next step is kind of the whole goal. Our garden's coming along great. We've gone through this experience together. Deborah and I really, this was a great experience for us to do together. Next year, we'll probably put some pictures. We'll do video while we're doing it. We'll have a better setup so we can do that. We had some funny chuckling moments together. You have to be able to laugh during this process. And for those that are thinking of doing it and are intimidated by the process, it's okay to be intimidated. A lot of people try to deny something in order to deal with it. Denial is not a great method for processing anything. There's a lot of great YouTube channels. We went through them and watched step-by-step butchering and viscerating. so that we were comfortable with each step in the process. And then you just kind of have to do it. You know, there is no, there's no video that's great enough for you to not have to take those steps and actually do something. So, but that was my thoughts on this so far. We're going to reward ourselves by going out to eat after this because I'm starving. We did not eat lunch today. We butchered chickens instead. So I hope you all are doing well. If you're joining us for this journey, this was a huge step for us, and I really hope it inspires you to take those steps. By the way, this is Freddie, our really annoying cat, but one of the two. And hope you all are doing well, and hope you all had a great weekend. That's our update on the homestead. We did our butchering, and we're pretty excited. So thank you.